Welcome back, and you're just in time for the running of the last major international sprint car meeting of the season at Parramatta City Raceway, the Garry Patterson Racers Cup. Garry Patterson, one of the most colourful American sprint car drivers to ever visit Australia. A close friend of AJ Foyt, Steve Kinser, Doug Wolfgang and many Australian drivers. He was killed in a sprint car accident in California. Tonight's race is of special significance to all the competitors. Let's check the grid. Brooke Tatnell out of 4, Randy Kinser 7, Max Dumesny 10, Gary Rush 11, American Joe Gaetre 12, Skip Jackson 13, and right at the back of the field, Garry Brazier keeping company with the Americans Danny Smith and Steve Kinser. Racing on a slick track, Adrian Maher in the blue 80 car takes the lead. Kevin Burton second in the black 50 car. Running third is Brooke Tatnell. He started out of 4. Takes the Shell Helix car to the top turn, gets into trouble, tries to wash off speed, comes back onto the circuit. He's set a chain reaction behind him involving Steve Kinser, Skip Jackson, and one with the most damages, you guessed it, Garry Rush. Rush is finished racing for tonight. Restart time, main straight. Off they go once more. Adrian Maher goes to the front. Brooke Tatnell was lucky to be allowed to restart from position 4. There's Randy Kinser in car number 1 down the back straight. Big brother Steve is making good progress from the very tail of the field. There's Tatnell, he's on the tail of Burton, John Shaw, Peter Craft, and in car number 69 tonight is Robbie Farr. Robbie Farr making a return to sprint car racing. Not making an impression on the race leaders, Brooke Tatnell in the yellow number 8 car. Tatnell is struggling in this field tonight. It's proving a very difficult track, and already cars are spread out right around the 460-metre clayway. As we pick up the action in the back straight away, Robbie Farr cops a wheel. He got a shunt from Peter Craft and a helping hand from Randy Kinser. And Robbie Farr, welcome back to sprint cars. We're getting set for another restart. Adrian Maher says, enough dress rehearsals, let's get on with this thing. Car number 80 leads out once again. Kevin Burton runs in second, John Shaw third, Brooke Tatnell fourth. Peter Craft has been passed on the inside by Randy Kinser, and Steve Kinser has come from 18 in the field to be running position number 9. As they go down the back straight away, you can see Randy Kinser and Peter Craft having a ding-dong battle. Meanwhile, big brother Steve there on the outside in car number 11. Here in the red number 5, another American, Joe Gaetre is his name, and Joe's in trouble. Joe does a 360, keeps the foot down, and we don't have a stoppage as we run to the top turn. Excuse me, I've spoken too soon. Randy Kinser and John Shaw are involved in this one. What is this, a demo derby or a sprint car championship? We're about to do it all again. Adrian Maher's used to this one, so's Kevin Burton riding shotgun behind. In third as they take off this time, Peter Craft once again, and starting to make his presence felt now is Garry Brazier in car 21. Well, what's going to happen next? Into the back straight. There's Skip Jackson slowing, and Jackson's upside down for the second time in 2 weeks. Kerry Madsen, the other driver involved. Word is Skip Jackson is badly shaken and out of the race. Ready to resume proceedings here at Parramatta City Raceway. Adrian Maher, Kevin Burton, they're like bookends, but behind them the traffic is getting very, very heavy. Can anyone see a green car? There's only one Kinser still running, and there he is in car number 11 for Ron O'Brien. Just look at him start to mow down the leaders. Kinser down the back straight, but I tell you who's looking sharp, the man we're focusing on now. In car number 5 for Valvoline, it's Max Dumesny. Former national champion in sprint cars. Dumesny's riding the high line, goes to the back straight. Kinser's chasing, but Dumesny's looking strong. Oh, doesn't Kinser look strong too? There's Kinser through the top turn now. Let's check the gap. Tell you what, folks, we've got a race on our hands here. Kinser is closing in, but Dumesny is looking determined. Joe Gaetre also starting to look strong as they run down the back chute once again, but it's Max Dumesny showing some true grit. Peter Craft goes 9 eyes. Look how many cars slip by on the inside. Look at this contest. Kinser down low, Dumesny up high, and here comes Brazier into the equation on the inside of Peter Craft, who's fighting to get back and reclaim some places. At the top turn, back towards the main straight. Peter Kraft is giving headaches to Garry Brazier. Brazier wants to get on with this, but there's the race leader. And the last thing Max Dumesny wants at this stage is heavy traffic. He's going into peak hour now. There's Todd Wanless. On the inside is Ivan Walker. Wanless gets out of shape. All this is counting in Kinser's favour. Look at the green car in the main straight. It'll be interesting to see whether Kinser elects to run high or low. Brazier, as I said, is on the charge. And this race is far from over. Kinser to the top turn. As I said, this is the last of the big international meetings at Parramatta this summer. 4 Americans started in this contest, and there's the race leader driving for Valvoline down the back straight, Max Dumesny. There's the gap between first and second. Back towards the home straight once again. Kinser is moving in. He's getting close. Max is going off the circuit, back onto the track. He's giving it his all. Kinser staying low. Max driving up high. There's Wanless getting back into the thick of things, but this contest is now between Kinser and Max Dumesny. Dumesny right off the racing circuit, comes back on to dispense with Ivan Walker. Look at Kinser. This guy is just so methodical. Look at Max like a one-armed bandit in a blizzard. But here's Kinser on the inside, just measuring his quarry. Ivan Walker's down low. Max is up high. How will this pan out? Kinser's gone for it. Goes to the inside, takes the lead. Joe Gaetre is now threatening for second. As they go to the top turn once again, the mean green machine is in front. Max Dumesny runs in second. He's to be challenged by Joe Gaetre. And Todd Wanless has it coming together with Ivan Walker. And we have another stoppage. But guess what that means? When we resume, we go back to the last recorded lap, and that puts Max back at the head of the parade. Kinser second, Joe Gaetre third, Garry Brazier in fourth. This is now the rush to the checkered flag. Can Max do anything to hold out the American? Down low, Kinser sizes up the situation and goes straight back into the lead. Now Max, can he defend position number 2? He goes up very high to the top of the track, and here's Gaetre running down low, and here's Brazier running in fourth and starting to get on terms with those 3 front runners. Gaetre again on the inside. Max has been passed. So it's Americans running first and second. Leader is Steve Kinser. Running in second is Joe Gaetre. That's the guy who was quick time man at the Knoxville Nationals in 1995. Certainly making a good impression on this, his first outing at Parramatta City Raceway. Well, we can say Max Dumesny fought the good fight, but the victory is almost certain now to go to the man in car number 11. Joe Gaetre remains in second place, and Max is slowly but surely slipping back into the clutches of Garry Brazier. Can Gaetre do anything to run down the race leader? He's a noted heavy traffic specialist. He also likes a slick track, and he is in fact closing in on Kinser. Steve Kinser getting slowed momentarily by some of the lap cars, and Joe Gaetre is closing in. There's only about 2 laps left in this one. As they pass the start-finish line, look at Gaetre in car number 5. He appears to have Kinser's measure on the inside. I don't know whether Steve's gone 9 eyes for a moment, but Gaetre has not given up any quest for winning this race. They come back to the home straight. There's only 1 lap left into it, and look how close they are. Joe Gaetre sweeps to the outside. I don't think Kinser knows he's there. They go down the back straight for the final time. Steve Kinser has been caught. The last corner, the checkered flag waits. Gaetre goes to the outside. Kinser now knows he's there and moves up track. Ooh. Joe Gaetre has to settle for second. Max Dumesny home for third. We trust you enjoyed the Garry Patterson Racers Cup.